Wolf of Fantasy Sports back with the DFS WOLFPACK. I go by I Would Hate Me Too across the daily fantasy universe on DraftKings, FanDuel, DFS WOLFPACK on Draft App, and Wolf of Fantasy on Yahoo. DFS WOLFPACK, that's my league on DraftKings. I got on here today just to get back into the groove of things. NFL is coming up. NBA, those are my two main sports. MLB is a hobby of mine. It's not my most profitable sport, so I don't tout or do anything of that nature with MLB DFS, but I love it, and it's something that I'm learning daily and getting better at. But the DFS WOLFPACK, first and foremost, that's my league on DraftKings. We have 1,500 members, 500 active members that play in the contest day in, day out. As you can see right here, there's 4 contests that are up in the league as of right now. 3 out of the 4 are full. Grand Slam by I Would Hate Me Too has 8 out of 10 entries. So we need 2 more to fill this contest. And what it is top 3 wins. Sometimes I'll post winner takes all. If you want to complete some of the big league achievements in the league that had 100-man, we filled 3 of them that I know of, maybe even more. And we completed that achievement together. So there's a lot of things the league can provide. You get FPP points, and the Grand Slam, that's a contest I usually run daily for MLB. And I try to switch it up, spice it up with some of the titles. And we run PGA, every sport, MLB, NFL's coming up. That's going to be more popular. You're going to see a lot of contests in the league. You're going to see NBA daily, and you're going to see PGA weekly. And that's what we run. We run MMA, NASCAR, and I believe some have played soccer in New York. We didn't have soccer available, so I wasn't into it. And with all the other sports going on right now, I just focus on MLB, NFL, NBA, PGA, and MMA. Those are my 5 main sports for me personally. But you'll see every sport in the league. Feel free to join. If you're getting invites and that's not your thing, just hit me up at DFS WOLFPACK on Instagram and Twitter. I'll remove you from the invite list. Anyone in the league can add you to the invite list and send out invites. So if you're getting invites, they're not from me directly most of the time. And if they are, just hit me up. Either way, I can remove you from the list. If you get added again, just hit me back on Instagram, Twitter. It's no problem. We've seen some players like Osimo enter the WOLFPACK, enter contest, and compete. And it's just friendly competition. It's great to see anyone who's joined any of the contests in the DFS WOLFPACK. That's great to see. This is something new. So hopefully we can grow the DFS WOLFPACK and become one of the biggest leagues on DraftKings. I just sent out 4,100 invites, and this is to all the players that are on my friends list. So if you get an invite, feel free to join the league, create or join a contest, and then we'll be giving out giveaways once the league gets a little bit bigger. Once I break that 2,000 threshold and NFL starts, I'll run some contests, maybe even weekly or monthly, and we'll give away hats. I have DFS WOLFPACK hat. That's that right there, and it's New Era. So you can add whatever you want on the back. I can put your tag on there, your Twitter account, or your DraftKings name, FanDuel name, whatever on the back of the hat. Customize the hats. I have my DFS WOLFPACK symbol. Now that's the American flag. I got that in black. I got it in red, as you can see, New Era, official, and I got it in blue as well. So DFS WOLFPACK merch will be available soon on my website. The website is dfswolfpack.com. Now what that is it's just somewhere where I post, about the league, DFS WOLFPACK. It's pretty much a blog. I have touted on there a little bit some plays that I like and whatnot. And if I do that, that's just to help out, because I get asked all the time, who am I going to play tonight for NFL, NBA mostly. And people want to know. I've had recent success. And once you win big a few times, people want to know who you're playing and your thoughts on the sport. So I'll be on there from time to time giving out my you know, chalk plays of the day or whatever. Some of my favorite players for whatever slate. I might make an Instagram video, give out a couple plays that I want people to look at, and that's pretty much it. But I'm not touting sports. I just don't have the time. I work full time. So what I will do is I will advertise one of my favorite DFS sites. That's DFS 5-Pack, the DFS5Pack.com. As you can see, Ryan Kostrowski, Matt Bellman do a great job touting MLB, NFL, NBA, and they're one of the most consistent groups that I've seen throughout my 3 years of playing DFS. I started in 2015, and Ryan Kostrowski was on YouTube giving out free content, and then created the website, and now he's full-time DFS consultant. Guy does a great job. Him and Matt are on the ball. They've had proven success. Their members have won. They have won. They're proven winners. Very consistent. They provide some of the best daily content that I've come across, and I follow Guru Elite. I follow Roto Grinders, Wise Take, everyone that's on YouTube. Shout out to them. There's a lot of them. I follow them, and I like to pick everyone's brain and see what they're thinking. Kind of see what the chalk's going to be for the night, who everybody's going to be on, some of the more highly owned players, who everyone's talking about. And, DFS 5-Pack is definitely one of the best websites I've seen, and some of the best guys to work with and talk to. They'll respond to you on Twitter, Facebook, if you hit them up, especially if you're a member. If you sign up, they're very hands-on, and they won't leave you hanging. If you have a question, they'll answer it right away. Your thoughts, cash game, GPPs, they have it covered. So hit up the DFS5Pack.com. Check them out on YouTube. Matt and Ryan, good group of guys. Now what I'm going to talk about is MLB. We've had some great trades. Looking at Manny Machado to the Dodgers, I think that puts them, they can compete. I think they're one of the top teams coming out of their side. And looking at the Dodgers, Boston, the Yankees, of course, the Yankees. And looking at Houston. Houston's got a great group of pitchers, and I think they're going to be tough to beat, especially when they start swinging the bat. And then, they're going to be real difficult to beat once playoffs start. I put those 4 teams up there. Those are the 4 teams that I see that have a chance to make it to the World Series and win. So for MLB, I'm a Yankees fan, and that's pretty much it. But playing DFS, I like Boston. Like a lot of other teams, I like to pick, when I pick players, it's all about stacking for MLB and landing on the right stacks, and then a few one-offs in your lineup and whatnot. That's really what you want to focus on for MLB. And if you hit up the DFS5Pack.com, they have MLB covered right now. They have a sale going on for NFL as well. So you might want to hit up the DFS 5-Pack and see what their promotion's all about. They have a NFL sale, and they have great prices, monthly, annually, lifetime. So check out the DFS 5-Pack because they really have MLB covered as of right now. They're as locked in as anyone. Any of the other sites that I follow, they're right on the ball. And then for NFL coming up, they're starting to release videos on YouTube. So you're going to want to check those out, the free videos where they discuss a player that they're looking at for upcoming season, for if you're doing season-long drafts and whatnot. And then they're breaking it all down. So start watching the videos now. That way you got a good idea of who to draft when you're going into the draft. And, getting ready, getting prepared for the upcoming season. And check out that sale, man. It's definitely a good sale. I believe it's $79.99 for the upcoming NFL season. That covers the whole season and playoffs, I'm sure. So hit up the 5-Pack. Check them out. And going into NBA talks, a lot of trades have gone off as far as Boogie Cousins to the Warriors. And then looking at what that does to the league is, it's almost a foregone conclusion that the Warriors are going to win the championship again. especially adding Boogie. Their center spot has always been, throw in JaVale McGee, Zaza here and there, but with Boogie's going to get those minutes. Boogie's probably going to see a downgrade in minutes per game. He doesn't really fit the small ball lineup, the death lineup, uh, which I think is their bread and butter. But he's going to make that team a lot better. And I believe it's a 1-year rental with him, coming off the injury. Most teams don't want to take a chance on him. So what's going to happen there is, he figured, let me go get a ring and take less pay than take less pay and not have a chance at a ring. And this is a guy that's seen no playoffs in his career. So this is something big for him. Good for him joining the Warriors. And let's see what happens next year if they re-sign Clay. And if, obviously, I don't think they're going to keep Boogie. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year. And with LeBron, the biggest trade, the biggest sign to the Lakers, LeBron choosing to sign with the Lakers and leave Cleveland. That's huge for the league because that's not just that's a 4-year deal. So I believe the first year with LeBron, they're just trying to see what they have with the young core that they have going into this season and LeBron, and they signed a bunch of 1-year deals. Michael Beasley just signed. He's instant offense for them. And then you got Lance Stevenson, you got Rondo, all on 1-year deals. JaVale McGee, 1-year deal. And then going into the following season after that, LeBron's second year with the Lakers, that's going to be where, maybe they get Kawhi Leonard, maybe they get Klay Thompson. We're going to see what happens there in free agency and whatnot. And then this way, if they don't trade for Kawhi right now, they're going to keep their young pieces in Lonzo. They're going to keep Kuzma. They're going to keep Brandon Ingram, which I think they need. With the Warriors stacked up the way they are, just go into this season and see what kind of team you have, and then after that, start making moves. So what's cool about LeBron with the Lakers? I grew up watching the Lakers. I'm a Knicks fan, New York all day. East Coast is the best coast in my eyes. But, I grew up watching the Lakers, and for LeBron to go to the Lakers, that's big time on one of the biggest stages, and he's in the right environment for movies and endorsements, being out west where he is, the bigger spotlight, and that's where LeBron should be. So that's great for the Lakers. As far as the Knicks go, we got Russell Knox. That's my guy. Until further notice, looks good in Summer League, and I'm excited about Knox. So NBA, you got Carmelo possibly going to Houston. That's the reports today, 7/23/2018. Looking to get on a Houston roster. So, Melo, let's see what he's got. With all the talks of him being done and his career is over, I think he's going to help the team. And we're going to see what he's got left in the tank. He plays little and no defense. So that's going to be something that's going to weigh into the minutes that he gets, and maybe he's going to be a 6-man role player. We don't know. I think he starts, and I think he does good. He had a slump last year playing with Westbrook. All his stats went down, his average, his shooting percentage, but I think he can bounce back, and if he puts in the work, you're going to see something out of Melo. So NBA, that's one of my most profitable sports, NBA and NFL. NBA is in DFS is daily. You got to be around all the way up until tip-off. Be around your computer, be around your phone to make changes, who's in, who's out, and especially after All-Star break, it gets more challenging. So NBA is very time-consuming. That's one of my favorite sports. That's why in MLB season, I just take time off, I relax, because when you're locked into NFL and NBA at the same time, it can take a lot out of you as a DFS player. If you have a family, I have a wife and a kid, it can drain you physically. Your family wants to spend time with you. You're getting out of work. I work 60 hours a week, and then I focus on DFS all day and during work too. I'm listening to my shows, and I'm listening to the radio, Sirius, anything fantasy I'm listening throughout the day. So that's what I do personally to keep up, and that's why I'm recommending the DFS 5-pack, because if you work full time, you're going to want some kind of service, whether it's Roto Grinders, whether it's Fantasy Labs, DFS 5-Pack, Guru Elite. You're going to want to follow these guys and keep up on what's going on throughout the day, especially if you're not off of work. It's going to help you not miss a beat, and it's going to keep you right there with the competition, so you know what's going on throughout the day, daily, weekly. You want to be in the loop. You don't want to miss a beat, because you miss out on a value play of the day. He goes off, hits 2 home runs, and he was low price, batting second in the lineup. You miss out on that play. I mean, you're probably not going to win big that night. So it's just an example. Now, looking at NFL coming up, I've done 4 drafts so far. 2 of them have been mock drafts. 2 of them have been season-long drafts that I do. I do 2 of them early usually. That way, hopefully I get lucky and I can get a heads up on a few plays that I want, and that gives me the advantage and I can win those leagues. And then I did 2 mocks so far, and I've had 4th pick in 2, and I've had 7th pick and 8th pick in the other 2. And what I've noticed is first couple of players off the board, Todd Gurley's going number 1 at most of them. Then you got David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, and I've had the 4th pick in 2, and I've taken Antonio Brown with the 4th pick. So, and I've done that twice. And then with the 7th and 8th pick, I went with Hopkins. So I've taken Hopkins with the 7th pick, and then in the other draft with the 8th pick, I took Hopkins. So that's what happened in my drafts. You're seeing Barkley go early within, top 5, 6, 7 picks. I've seen him go in the top 5. So that's who's going. Guys I've looked at late, Derrick Henry. I picked him up with like my 7th round pick, 6th round pick, which is great for me. Looking at running backs, he's somebody I'm high on this year. And for the most part, you don't want to draft too early. You want to wait until the season's about to start, maybe 3 weeks out, a month out. I do a couple drafts that are early just to get a jump on the crowd, and hopefully nobody gets hurt. And that's how it works out. LeSean McCoy, I'm a Bills fan. I live in Buffalo, right near the stadium. If you're looking to draft LeSean McCoy, I would not do it. I drafted him in a best ball. Best ball, if you look at the draft app, a best ball, they're running a $25 contest, $100,000 first. The best ball is you draft your team, and then you don't have to change the lineups or nothing. It does it for you, and you go through 13 weeks. I think it's 12 or 13 weeks, and whoever's first place in that 12-man league, that's who's going to get to move on. So then week 13, 14, 15, 16, you'll go head-to-head, and whoever ends up first after all that. So when you move on, you're moving on versus someone who beat out the other 11 members of the league, and that's a best ball league. So if you get through week 13 in your first place, you move on, and then you face someone else who did the same thing in a head-to-head, and each week you face someone else, and then whoever ends up at the end of it, the winner, 100 grand. That's best ball league, $25 entry. I did 1 early one or 2 earlies so far, and in the best ball, I had LeSean McCoy on one of my teams. So I'm hoping everything works out for the guy. He's the best thing that happened to Buffalo in the last 3 years. And if you look at his situation, one of his BMs, baby mom, that'll fall out. She's living in one of his Georgia homes, and he wanted her out. So the cop said, to get her out, you have to go through the legal process, court. So what happened was McCoy warned the cops, she's giving me trouble. She's coming out making accusations against me and all this stuff. And, a person of my caliber of being in the spotlight in the public eye, she could say the wrong thing and I could get caught up in a mess. And that's what it is right now. And this lady, Delicia, that's his BM, she was at home one night in the Georgia home, LeSean McCoy's home, and someone broke in early in the morning, demanded jewelry that LeSean McCoy tried to get back from her, allegedly. And the thing is, he pistol whipped her, and then left the house with jewelry, and there was no forced entry. So right now, it's like LeSean McCoy's whole situation is under investigation. If you saw what happened to Ezekiel Elliott last year, you know, all that was he said, she said, and he ended up missing 6 games. So you got to think what's going to happen to LeSean McCoy here. You know, you got training camp coming up. I'll be going to training camp. So anybody that, once I do more videos, I'll keep everyone in the loop what's going on with LeSean McCoy, because I have close access to a lot. Being in Buffalo, I hear a lot. So I'll keep everyone in the loop as best as I can about the LeSean McCoy situation. But right now, it's shaky. Stay away from LeSean McCoy in drafts. I wouldn't touch him. You know, I have one best ball league with him in my lineup for the whole season. I'm stuck with him. So hopefully that one works out. I don't know what to expect. I have other running backs in there. I feel good about C.J. Anderson. I have Derrick Henry. And I have, I'm not sure if it's Kamara or somebody else. So I'm okay. I'll get through the season with or without him. But I just want everyone to be aware of LeSean McCoy. Don't draft him. See what happens. And you know what? If he does get suspended, maybe you could work a trade out for him if you already stuck with him. So it's something you could look at. And running backs are going to pop up throughout the season. So if you do have LeSean McCoy and he's already drafted, you know, just know when a running back pops up on the radar and there's an injury or something, jump all over it. You're going to pounce on it because you're going to have to make up for that high pick. You know, people are taking him later now in the draft than before, but people are still taking LeSean McCoy. He's going like 5th, 6th round because people still look at him as value, him falling that late in the draft. So that's something I've noticed, and I want you to be aware of. So basically what these podcasts are going to be, once football starts up, I'll go over some plays at each position that I like and whatnot. I'll definitely give out maybe 1 or 2 picks at each position, maybe top 3, you know, expensive, mid-range value that I like, and hopefully help some people, you know, win some money. That's what it's all about. And if you join the DFS 5-pack, I'm going to create contests where you can win merch and all that good stuff. And that's what it's all about, man. Just having fun with DFS. As a DFS grinder, you know, it's a small community. DFS is growing, but as of right now, you know, it's small. So, you know, check out, if you're looking to get better, check out Fantasy Labs. Fantasy Labs helped me net over 5 figures on my 3-year journey. So Fantasy Labs, something I look at every day. You can look at MLB daily lineups. These are all projected lineups as the day goes. They get confirmed. Check that out. Really helpful. I check out Roto Grinders, Plate IQ. They got a lot of free, you know, a lot of free tools on here. If you want to go premium, you can go premium. Add your name, add your Draftkings, FanDuel, Yahoo names to the site, create an account, and then they'll keep track of like your best records, your rankings within the community. So you get to, you know, see what your highest scores were, where you placed throughout the week, and you can keep track of all that fun stuff. I go to rotowirelot.com, really like that site. There's a ton of sites. I have a whole folder of sites to look at. Guru Elite, I really like these guys a lot. They're fun, entertaining. You know, that's a site that I've been using for the last year. So ever since I've won big, you know, I wanted to better my game and get better at DFS. And then I've looked at Guru Elite, the DFS 5-pack, follow them religiously, check them out, and then join the league, and let's have some fun. NFL's coming up. The league will have tons of contests, winner takes all, 5-mans, 10-mans, 50-mans, 100-mans, top 3, top 2, all types of different contests in there. If you want cash game contests, you can create one. And that's it, man. Let's have a good season coming up for NFL. Hit me up anytime at DFS WOLFPACK. I'll be creating videos most likely weekly up until NBA starts. But for NFL and for right now, just getting ready and get myself back out there, they'll be weekly. So hit me up at DFS WOLFPACK. And good luck, everyone.